What is happening?
I don't know, but my frames are dying.
This is Risk of Rain 2. It's pretty fun. You may think I'm a masochist, but I really like this game. Risk of Rain 2 is a fun blend of multiplayer mayhem and roguelike gameplay that resolves a lot of issues people have with the genre. Even my friends who aren't massive roguelike fans have fallen in love with this game. It genuinely is a blast.
Oh my god, I am literally trying to move away from you!
I'm going to die!
Me too! What the hell is this?
See? Risk of Rain 2 lets you pick from a variety of characters to crash land as. While you start out with only a handful of characters, you'll quickly find your roster evolving as you complete more and more tasks in the world. Each character has a unique loadout of tools at their disposal, so depending on who you pick, the game's either a high-stakes ninja assault or this.
Just wow. There's really nothing else to say.
One of the first things you'll notice when you start a game is the difficulty slider in the top right. Now, if you look past the fact that most of my footage is on easy mode, you'll be able to spot that this bar moves. The longer you spend in a run, the more the game decides to challenge you, creating this stressful yet fun dichotomy where you're racing against the clock while still making sure you have just the right amount of gear to take on the teleport boss. Risk of Rain 2 just kinda drops you in the middle of these sandboxy levels and lets you do whatever. You know, just kill some dudes, open chests, and grow stronger. I mean, that's practically my morning routine. Once you've got enough items from the stage, you can locate the teleporter and head on out of there. But not before finding a boss whose difficulty ranges between Wandering Vagrant and Clay Dune Strider. Honestly, the teleport events might be the one part of this game I feel kinda mixed on. They're fun, but a point capture system doesn't really vibe well with the time-centric gameplay. I think wiping out a certain amount of enemies in order to progress would have worked better. Still, these events are pretty challenging and create really stressful situations where you're trying to balance teleport percentage with your health.
Heal.
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea, I think. Oh,
Okay.
Never mind.
fun.
Though Risk of Rain 2's best moments are when you're experiencing pure unbridled chaos with your friends. You start with only a couple of items, you know, not bad, but eventually through sheer luck, and really just luck, you'll do so much damage your graphics card starts to feel it.
Dude, my FPS! My FPS!
I actually don't know.
What is happening?
Items are pretty good on their own, but when you got the Wax Quail and the Red Whip in the same run, oh my god, that's when stuff really starts to go down. You start off with a relatively small pool of items, but certain accomplishments grow your collection by throwing more of them into the mix. Carry 5 lunar coins in a run? Got it. Survive the void fields for a new character? Hell yeah. But then you get ones like visit this evil shrine to a dead god. Oh, by the way, it's hidden underneath the map and you gotta do some parkour to reach it. Good luck! I mean, some of the unlocks in this game are so obscure and hidden behind these completely random mechanics. I wouldn't even blame you if you didn't notice the life sim minigame hidden in Scorched Acres.
Judgment!
And the items you get are wild. Common items are pretty spicy. Uncommon, you got some bangers. But boss items, wow. And don't even get me started on legendaries, because you can bet your left sticky bomb I will be taking those. You also got equipment. They're pretty cool too, I guess. Gnarled Wood Sprite Solo's low diff. What's sick about this game is the absolute insanity it can create. What's that? The gasoline item lights nearby enemies on fire. Just pick up 20 of them and you can burn the map like you're at a gender reveal party. Or if you're feeling a little extra spicy, pick up 10 lens maker glasses and a harvester's scythe to heal on every single hit. Or just a couple hundred Hopoo feathers and ascend to the heavens.
Are you gonna have a damage build or no? I'm having a Hopoo build.
Hopoo build.
It's crazy how even a handful of items can completely break a character. Huntress and Brainstalks go together like a lighter and a stick of dynamite. Probably not the best idea, but I'd be damned if it didn't cause some mayhem. Just hop over to the teleporter and boom. Next stage, please. It buffs the Huntress ability-centric build so much that finding this item basically nets you a free win. All of the characters have a handful of abilities, and sometimes a trait on their loadout. Loader is a melee character rocking a charged punch. Engineer has a placeable turret and shield, and Artificer has an ice wall. But that's not all. As you play more and more of each character, you'll be able to complete feats that, either on purpose or completely by coincidence, unlock alternate loadouts. These other abilities open up your character's playstyle to new possibilities, and are honestly a great investment. Also, the challenges are just fun to do, so that's neat. I remember becoming a glass cannon's railgunner just to get that 1 million damage ability.
Oh, there's 2 of them, if you wouldn't mind.
There's no of them. Also, there are 3.
Oh.
Items can be acquired through a variety of different means, such as chests, large chests, colored chests, skill chests, tube chests, invisible chests, sticky chests, painful chests, cloth chests, and say it with me, multi-shop terminals. Depending on what you buy, the game will offer you a different type of item, but some chests will cost you a pretty penny. This game is also just jam-packed with little rewards here and there. If you beat the game with a character on monsoon difficulty, basically this game's version of hard mode, you're able to equip an alternate mastery skin for that character for any future runs. It's a really awesome reward for your time, as monsoon runs can get really chaotic really quick.
Oh.
No!
On top of that, you can find these little coded tablets hidden all over the place. Most stages have one, and the codes can be used to enter this realm between time called Bulwark's Ambry. Survive long enough in this realm and you can unlock an artifact, a special modifier that'll shake up your runs with new effects such as enabling friendly fire and making the game harder, just in general. Honestly, the only artifact I can think of that actually helps you is the artifact of command. I am never gonna unequip this.
I think that goes in
The circle.
the square hole. It's the square hole. That's right, the square hole. It goes in the square hole.
And if you're bored of the vanilla roguelite formula, this game's got you covered. There's a handful of alternate game modes which can all serve as a fun pause to your traditional runs. Prismatic Trials are seeded runs which you can compete in for a spot on the leaderboard, as well as a few achievements every couple of days. This idea would be really fun, but I think the trials are a little too easy, or at least too short sometimes. There's this one person who's been posting themselves beating the trials hit list for the past 3 years, so that should really say enough.
You can't keep getting away with this!
Eclipse mode is where fun goes to die. If you thought Risk of Rain was hard on Monsoon, you're in for a treat. Eclipse mode makes you complete Monsoon runs with ever-stacking multipliers on a given character. Tier 1 will start off with a lower spawn health, whatever, that's not a big deal. But you'd actually have to hate yourself to reach Tier 8. Honestly, mad respect to people who have or are grinding out those golden Eclipse badges. Even just one of those requires beating the game 14 times, so I've gotta hand it to those who have them, especially Tier 8. 112 wins with some of the most insane modifiers is enough to drive any normal person insane. Included in the Survivors of the Void DLC, the Simulacrum game mode is what I wish teleport captures were actually like. This game mode is just COD Zombies but based. Just play Engineer and get those bustling fungus set up and you're good. Oh, and I suppose if you actually played this game mode, it's probably fun. Getting away 50 unlocks this little guy. Very spicy. Alongside smacking a couple of extra characters into your roster, the DLC adds some new elements to spice up your gameplay. Plus an alternate boss fight and a few stages, the DLC throws Void Seeds and Void Cradles your way. The cool thing with these guys is the variety they create in the game, offering alternate item choices and fun new challenges to face. The DLC is pretty cool and further expands on the Void's lore alongside its various improvements. Lore is a pretty big part of this game. I keep saying I'm not a big lore guy, but you know what, screw that. I've played Hollow Knight, Elden Ring, Outer Wilds, and while I've learned so much of those games' lore online, I think Risk of Rain 2 has some of the most simple yet efficient lore systems of them all. Each time you pick up a new item, it's slapped into your logbook and ready to be researched. By no means is this system super original, but providing logs for everything in one convenient place really makes deciphering this game's secrets a treat. The worlds Hopoo Games have built here are ones filled with conflict and mystery, and their method of storytelling makes piecing together this grander narrative feel way more involved and feasible for an average person. The art style of this game is also really calming. It's almost ironic given how the gameplay is almost in complete contrast to that fact, but I really like the way it looks. The basic color selection and stylized shaders just speak to me. This game's really pretty. By the time you reach stage 5 of your run, you're given an ultimatum. Would you like to loop, sending you back to the first stage with all of your items at an increased difficulty, or would you like to go into commencement and fight the king of nothing? Your decision will vary depending on your items, but commencement's honestly a really fun conclusion to a run that can get very stressful at times. But when you're charging the pillars in commencement and the music hits, it hits.
I would never cry to a song. Let's be honest. I am a man.
This soundtrack is filled with absolute bangers that completely take you off guard with these badass crescendos. Risk of Rain 2 is one of the sickest roguelites I've played. With just over 100 items to pick up and use in your runs, this game has a way of making you feel awesome. Everything works well together, and its cast of varied survivors makes playing any one of them feel really rewarding. There hasn't been a single character I don't enjoy playing, and if at any point I didn't like their style, playing a few rounds with them quickly changed my mind. Risk of Rain 2 is an iconic roguelike that's even better with friends. With millions of different possibilities, every Risk of Rain run feels rewarding in their own right. So with that said and done, I give Risk of Rain 2 a 1 out of 10. Grandparent keeps killing me. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and go play this game with mods. Trust me, they're wild.
Oh, I died.
Oh, I died too.
Engineer. Oh,
No,
so did I.
Oh, I died.
We all died.
Huh.